It's Nicole, Grace Yoga. I want to thank Greg for continuing to help make these videos. Mastermind.
Yeah.
It's time for your yoga disclaimer, okay? Yoga is not a substitute for medical attention, examination, diagnosis, or treatment. Yoga is not recommended and is not safe under certain medical conditions. When you come to yoga class, you should sign a waiver. That's how you know you're doing it right. So the pose we're going to do today is Adho Mukha Svanasana. That's the Sanskrit word for downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is a very common yoga pose. Everybody knows it. Even your dog knows it. Your children know it. And it's a really good pose for creating suppleness in the legs and the buttocks and the back. All right. It also creates a lot of strength in the arms and develops the chest. And I was going to say something else about that pose, but we'll probably come back to it. It'll probably come back to me. So downward facing dog is when you take your body and you put your body in the shape of an inverted V. All right, so we'll show it first. You're pressing into the palms and you extend the hips up, and then you take the heels down, okay? So we'll do our best version of that. So come up to the front of your mat. Good. All right, and then we'll just, without further ado, bend into a forward bend, put your hands on the floor, and then step one foot back and then the other, and then take your hips high. All right, so give that a try and see how you like it. You may or you may not like it at all. You want to press your hands down. You want to take your hips higher and take your armpits towards your ankles. All right, legs straight. Arms straight, head hanging. All right, take a breath in now, walk your feet forward. And then you can take your hands to your hips and lift your back. Lift your head, lift your chest. Okay, so I want to address a couple common complaints with that pose. Number one, the first common complaint is, well, my shoulder hurts or my wrists hurt. Okay, so maybe you have some arthritis happening or maybe you're just tight. Those are both valid problems. So you can have a chair, or you can have your table, bathroom counter, your workbench, your desk, whatever you have, and you can take your hands very high, and now you want to take your feet back behind your hips, and you're going to try to take your ears between your arms. All right, look between your hands. Greg, lift your head, yes. You don't want to let your head fall off in this version. You want your ears to stay between your arms. If you feel like you're too overextended, you can absolutely step the feet forward and put them under your hips. Okay? All right, so that's the highest version. So go ahead and walk your feet forward and then stand up, Greg. Good. So a little bit more extension. So that's when you're really working on your arms, your back, your chest. If you want to add it into your legs more, but you still can't really put a lot of weight on your hands, maybe you still have pain here or in the elbow, then you can use a chair and hold on to the chair. So this is not ideal for a chair with wheels, right? Right? Okay. So you'll hold on to that chair, turning your fingers out, and you'll step your feet back further than you did before. And again, you're working to bring your ears between your arms. Tighten knees, straight legs, push back into your heels, and now step forward. Okay, so those are some solutions for hand, elbow, shoulder, neck pain, so that you can still do a pose and make the adjustments you need. Now, if your heels are very high and your hamstrings are very tight and you cannot get your legs straight, then you have a couple of options there. One option is to actually use the chair again, and while not ideal, you can lift your heels up. Okay, so it'll be like downward dog on high heels. So let's try that again. You're going to come back, step your feet further, and let's say your legs are tight and you don't want to push your arms down. So you can lift your heels up high, and then press back, right? You're pressing with your arms. And then you can begin to take the heels down wherever they go. If they end up here, that's fine. But eventually you do want to start straightening the legs, okay? So now step forward from there. Now we'll address how to help the legs. So let's say your arms are fine. Let's say your arms feel fine, your wrists feel fine. The next version you'll do is with your heels actually elevated but pushing down into something. So Greg here is going to turn around and face his back to the wall. And then you're going to take your hands to the floor. Just bend over, take your hands to the floor. And now step your heels up onto the wall, right here. Yep, good. And so in this position, in this option, there's lots of options here. The heels are anchored, which helps you straighten your legs. And you're pressing into your hands, and you see this is his battle. So the back is rounding, and we want the back to be very straight. But in this version, you're working on your legs. So if your legs are your main complaint and you want to improve on that, then you're going to anchor your heels back into something. You can use a stair in your house. You can use a baseboard like this. You can use a rolled up bath towel under your heels. That would work just fine. Okay, come on down. So that is to help with the legs. Now if you'll turn around and face the wall, and you're going to stand.
Okay.
And you're going to take your arms up here. So as you saw, Greg has a rounded back. So the goal in this pose is to straighten the legs, straighten the arms, and lengthen the back. Okay? So since his back is so rounded, he's going to actually come up even higher than we did on the chair. And he's going to press his hands into the wall, look at the wall, tighten these elbows. Yeah, and this area is going to now be working very hard. You're still straightening your legs, pushing the knees back, right? And lifting the kneecaps up. But this is going to be very strong for you here and here, which is exactly what you might need. And even right here. You're going to feel it there. All right? So those are your downward dog options. Thank you. Thanks for your help. You can elevate the hands if you have hand pain. You can elevate the arms if you have arm or shoulder pain. You can elevate the arms really high if you have a rounded back and you've been losing your battle against gravity for too many years. And if your main complaint is that the legs, now we're talking the calf, the hamstring, or the buttocks, anything in the legs, if that's just way too tight and you can't imagine ever doing this pose, then you're going to elevate your heels on something, okay? So those are your options. Downward dog is accessible. It's a hard pose, but it's a good one. Let me know how it goes.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. TheEZGZ out.